Now is the time to chase your dreams. Now is the time to chase your dreams. I was listening to a video on a lady on Facebook, and she was talking about the change in YouTube, how it's going to move from to get monetized, moving from 4,000 watch hours to 8,000 February 1st. So we have about 6 months until this change. And she's like, and people in her courses and in her cohort, they take about 2.5 months of posting consistently, a half an hour a day, in order to get monetized. So I have dreams, I have goals, I have things that I want to do, and I'm going to talk about what they are and what I'm trying to do moving forward. But one of the big pieces is content and being consistent with content. If this is what it takes, then we need to. I need to go do the hard thing, and then now I'm encouraging you to go do that thing that feels awkward, that feels hard, that feels weird, to talk into a camera and just be here, right? So I watched that video maybe 2 hours ago, sent it out to a bunch of my friends and family, my brother, my homie, some people I've talked to about this, because I want them to be on this journey too. Because the more people that are in my circle that are doing great things, the better my circle is. And what they're doing, what they're achieving, is not going to take anything from me. So it's important for me to try to help them elevate. And if I can help them become free and in creating content, then when I'm in these cool places around the world, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be here. Come with. They can because they have that flexibility in their income, the flexibility in their time to be able to bounce around the world and have really cool experiences. So that's why I'm here right now. It's the speed of implementation. So many times in our life, we come across opportunities. There are things that we know what to do. Like, we if it's only knowledge, we'd all be rich and skinny with a six pack, right? Like, if that's like, we know working out is you move more, you eat less crap. Like, you'll overall your body will get better, you improve, and even with that knowledge, like, we eat all kinds of craziness. Like, I have these little chocolates that I got from Trader Joe's that I need to get rid of, but like I ate some of those a day. Like, that's not helping me towards my final goal. So yeah, like we have to, so it's not a knowledge problem, it's an execution problem. And so right now for me, she's saying, like, jump on here and talk for half an hour, which sounds wild to me. It's to be able to, like, I don't consider myself, I don't consider myself an extrovert. I'm definitely an ambivert, and I can hold on a conversation, but to have a monologue for half an hour to an empty room, and now it's a room hopefully full of you all, and going into your phone, into your living room, it's it's not something that I'm directly comfortable with, but we have to lean into discomfort in order to be where we want to be. One of my favorite quotes, I forget the author of the quote, but it's, do now what others won't do to have in the future what others won't have. And now is that time. Like, once YouTube changes the monetization to 8,000 hours, and all those new people who are now like, oh, I need to go do the thing, I need to jump on YouTube, I want to create this YouTube income, they're going to have this double barrier, and it's going to be harder. Like, more people are going to give up sooner. And so with that, if there's less people entering in, like, because in everything there's like the attrition. Like, there's always going to be people entering, there's always people going to be exiting, there's always people who are actually doing enough, there's people not doing much. And so, but if your outflow is the same amount of people are stopping YouTube, but your inflow is less, because the monetization is harder, the barrier is harder, so people lose motivation. Then those who are left, those who are already in the ecosystem, will reap the rewards, because I heard there's like 2 billion users, 2 billion views, or actually users on YouTube. I think it's monthly. So like it's the biggest or second biggest search engine in the world. And I know I use it anytime I'm curious, like how to do the thing. You know, I'm looking for the video, I'm looking for the how to, like, and I'm trying to find out like, you know, how to get on there. So yeah, like, so YouTube's not going away, and they're still going to pay people to continue to create. So now is the time, and that's why I'm here. And a big reason why I'm motivated to do this is my dreams. So this past year, so in June of 2025, I went to Japan. Best friend lives out there. Always wanted to go. Had this opportunity for my birthday. Went in June. My birthday's in June, and had an absolutely amazing time. Spent a couple, like 2.5 weeks out there. Got to see a lot of Tokyo. Went to Kyoto. Very cool experience. Met some cool people along the way. Recorded content I never shared. So I need to start sharing this content that I really enjoyed, you know, capturing, but didn't share. But when I came back, I realized, because I'm a real estate investor and have rental properties, and I had a bunch of properties that I bought like 2 or 3 properties that year, and then left the country. And the year before, I bought a property that I still hadn't done anything with after a year. And that first property that I had over a year, I used what's called a hard money loan, which is a loan for investors. So they qualify the loan based on the income of the property and the value of the property, but not my income and not a W-2. So I had one of those loans, and they usually have a year time limit. And my year it up, and I did an extension, and that extension was coming up. And the lender I was using was like, you don't have any more extensions. And so they, based on the agreement on the loan, like, they could take the house. So I'm sitting here facing this, and I had a great time, come back, and I'm like, oh crap, I have to get this together or I might lose everything. Like, this is, like, it may be over for me. Because if I lose this house, like, that's going to destroy my credit, and I won't have the money to fix up the other houses that I already own. Like, it's just going to be this crazy snowball. So I worked hard. I found a lender who could essentially refinance that house into another 12-year loan. So that pushed it down the line. That rehab was a big one, so I was a little bit afraid. So I just got the new loan and put it to the side. I had 3 more properties I need to get done. So I went ahead and like jumped on, like, I was running 3 or 4 rehabs at once. Crazy. It was a lot of work. I'm sure I'll talk about that on another video, like what I went through on that. But it made me panic. And so I was in this state of like fight or flight. I got to get it done, but I still felt pretty good. Like I'd sold a couple houses, so I had like 100 grand to play with. So I was like, all right, I got this 100 grand. I can go ahead and, you know, push these projects, buy the materials, get the labor going, get these out of my life. So I had like 3 separate contractors, or 4, and I was trying to work them all at once. I was like, you know, I had this big dream of like, if I have 4 contractors and they can all do the project, and I can start buying up houses and like just blowing through these projects with good contractors. Turns out like the other, like 2 of the contractors were no good. Completely lost money with one, like paid him more than what he actually did, and had to bring in another crew. And the other contractor charged a lot and then took forever, a lot of headache, and it still had a lot of issues with that property. And then while in the midst of that, had a friend call me up and was like, hey, because I'm able to fly relatively cheap with I have a connection at the airline. And so she's like, I'm going to Ghana. Like, you want to come? And I was like, yeah. Like, I would love, like, it's a dream to go to Africa. It's a dream to go to Ghana. And it was for Deti December, which is a big party time and all that. So I go out there with her, have a great time. We're only there overlap for like 5 days. And so my goal was to like stay for another 2 or 3 days. Had so much fun. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back yet. And ended up staying like 2.5 weeks. But the end of the 2.5 weeks, like I realized like I'm almost out of money. I'm spending it quickly. There's not much coming in. I have so many vacancies in my rentals, and I have all of these projects. And my contractors are hitting me, 2 or 3 thousand a week on rehab, like on the materials or labor. Like it's flowing. Like it's a fast pace for me, and the size that I am. Like it's just money's flowing out. And so I was like, I gotta get back home. I wanted to stay for New Year's, but it's just like, it feels really, really irresponsible to do that. So I came back. And when I came back, it's January, and I reread the book, The 12-Week Year, which is, it's my second time going through it, and it's an amazing book. It resonated more for me this time. And I really locked into like, if I want to get to the life and the dreams that I want, I have to pursue it differently. Because what I've been doing, and it's kind of laissez-faire, blah blah, work out. Like it won't happen the way I want it to. So I went through the 12-week year, went with Chat GPT, like discussed my goals for the overall year, and then it's like, what do I need to do in the next 12 weeks in order to hit these end of the year goals? And so my goal for the end of the year, and it's still my goal, so I created in January, and it's still the biggest thing on my plate, is I want to travel extensively during the winter. I would love to be gone out of Cleveland, because I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. I would love to just leave Cleveland, Ohio completely for a year. Like, not for a year, well, yeah, it'd be amazing to do it for a year, but for the entire winter. So 3 months, 90 days, and that's not even a whole winter for Cleveland, unfortunately. But if I can do that at a minimum, then I would feel like a success. Like I would feel like I have things in the line. Because I've been talking about this for many years, and each year that I don't do it, like it makes me depressed. Like I didn't achieve what I said I was going to do. I didn't commit. And it's always because I've had projects going, my money's out, and I had too many commitments all winter long. And it's just like, I don't have the funds and the capacity to leave, especially leave for months across the world. And so I was like, whatever I got to do to make that dream happen. And that's my dream, because I would love to live outside the United States, because I have lots of the direction of this country and where it's going culturally, economically, as an African American in this country, and how we're being treated, and how and it's not even always like, it's how African Americans are being treated as a whole. But then when I look at as how Americans are being treated, people who are non-white, and even just Americans in general, like it's not right. And our current administration, it's all about all of us as Americans being just economic engines. Like that's all we are to our administration, regardless of what, right or left, conservative or liberal. We're just an economic engine for these people in power. So like, instead of feeling like that, and just knowing that they don't actually care, it's all about taking data, trying to create consumers, restricting more and more liberties and freedoms. Yeah, it's just like, this isn't it isn't the place that I dreamed of. This isn't the greatness that I thought America was or could be. I believe America is a great place to make money, and that's why some people are trying to come here, right? Or some people were trying to come here. because I mean, if it's a land of opportunity. You got people who can go viral and make, all of a sudden become, stars and start to monetize things. You could work hard and create a business. You can just grind and save and invest, and you can create a life. And you have the economic opportunities to do it. Whereas some countries, no matter how hard you work, I mean, if you're making money, like in Ghana, if you're making money in CDs, or if you're making money in pesos, or some of these other currency, like you're the even if you're making good for that, you're local, it's not much when you go global. Whereas America, if you make money in dollars, especially if you can do it with being location independent, then you can go spend your money in pesos. You can go spend your money in CDs. You can spend it in other currencies where your money goes further. You don't have to be, and then you can have a sense of financial freedom. And if you're financially free, then a lot of your other freedoms, you can start to feel free in other aspects of your life. And then if you're in a country that is not your own, there is some freedom in that, like you're no longer, like that country doesn't have you're not sovereign to that country. Like, so all the rules of the country apply, but they don't own you. What America owed you, and that they will forever have a hand, with their taxes, and that they're always gonna have a hand in your pot, because that's how it works. But you will have a level of freedom that you can experience. And I mean, as watch YouTube, I watch these creators who are doing all the tours and the interviews of people who have gone overseas and started a new life in a different place. Like, they look happy. Like, and I know it's not the case for everybody. Some people come back. A lot of stories are never told. But people I see online, people I know personally. I know a guy, a military dude, who lives in Colombia for the last 4 years, and he loves it. Like, things are simpler. He can live on his military check, and he doesn't have to create online, right? And so it doesn't take a whole lot. In his mind, about $4,000 a month, you can live most places in the world. And from my research, like that's pretty much true. I'm seeing a lot with Thailand and Vietnam, 2 to 3 thousand. Like, you're living a very lavish life with travel around the different islands, different places. You're not missing much. Where 2 to 3 thousand here in America, like, you're not getting a high rise with an infinity pool. Like, that's like you may be able to spend that just on rent, but like transportation is gonna be high, food's gonna be high. Like, some places you have to have a car in order to get around, or you're paying $30, $40 Ubers. Where places like Vietnam, it's $2 or $3 they come grab. So yeah, that's my dream, and that's what I want to do, and so that's what I'm pursuing. So back to the story. Yes, I get back from Ghana, and I'm on the 12-week year, and I'm like, all right, like, the only thing that matters is finishing. I got to get my units rented. I have to get my projects finished. I need to get I got houses to sell, and I had houses to refinance. So that I just put everything, I put my health on the back burner. Not directly, like, not a drastic, like, I don't care, but it was like, if I'm, put on weight, if I'm not as lean as I want to be, it's okay, because that's not the goal of this season. This season was finishing, because if I could be shredded, but I didn't hit my financial goals, and I couldn't travel this winter, I'd be pissed. You just know that would be a terrible result. So it's like, you got to focus on, what do I have to do right now in order to get to where I want to be. So I locked in. I was like, I gotta get these projects finished, and so I finished. I mean, and then I had friends, because I needed income. So I would have friends that was filling their units in exchange for the first month of rent as a placement fee. So I mean, during that time, I filled like 6, 7 units. It was a grind because going through that process, screening tenants, talking to lots and hundreds of people, finding out if they're qualified or not. Going through the process, showing the price places, and then running your rehabs, contractors and budgets, and with the hard money loans, you have draws, so you can you spend the money, and then they come out and see that you've done the work, and then they send you the money back. So that process running through that. So I was able to sell one house. By in April, I had two houses ready to sell. I got both under contract, and one sold in May, and then the other, man, like it was the worst buyer I've ever experienced. He he's supposed to close like May 28th, and like I think around May 26th, something like that, he's like, I'm working with Wells Fargo. I can't do it anymore. It's not gonna happen. I'm just like, were you not qualified? Like this, we're supposed to close in a couple of days, and you just like, I can't do this. I need a new bank, and I'm stuck. Like this is a house in a place called East Cleveland, which is the hood. Like it's bad. A lot of people won't buy anything there. I've had people in the past like talk to their property managers. The property managers like, we won't manage it, so we won't. I don't suggest you buy. So it's just like there's a very limited pool of people who are going to buy this property. And this guy was out of state, and his agent wasn't very good. So there's also the thing called point of sale on these properties, and he said he's going to accept the point of sale, which is they inspect the property for issues and things that need to get repaired, and it's the seller's responsibility to fix it. And if they don't want to fix it, then the buyer has to accept responsibility, but somebody's got to fix it in like 6 months. And so he accepted taking on that responsibility. And I'm like, cool. Like, and I was like, that's a dumb move. Like, I wouldn't have done it. I think we were going for exchange for $1,000, and it's probably $2,000 or $3,000 to work. I'm like, cool. Like, like, no problem. So having somebody who's accepted that and gave me full price, like, and then when you put a house back on market, like people will think like maybe it's something going on with it, or something, maybe some issues. And so I was committed. It's like, we're already down here. It's like they need a few more weeks. 3 weeks, I think 3 or 4 weeks go by. We're supposed to close. The day we're supposed to close, everybody finds out he buys a new personal residence for a bunch of money in his home state, New Jersey. And now his debt to income ratio is all thrown off, and he no longer qualifies for the loan he was supposed to get. And I'm just here like middle of June. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's like, man, things like third week in June. And I'm like, this is crazy. So like, the same lender is like, we're going to move into a DSCR loan, which is an investor loan. And it takes, those, like I've done those in like 2 or 3 weeks. Like, it's going to be fast. We got all this stuff. We're going to qualify them. Boom, boom, boom. We didn't close till the beginning of August 2nd. And I'm not going to go through all the drama, but I felt like I was a hostage. Like I was depressed because I had no money. Like the house that I just sold, like I paid off a bunch of debt. I had to pay my contractors for the work they did because they pretty much did it on credit. Like I owed them $13,000 on one of the rehabs. I had flooring for a contractor. Like I took me a month to pay him for the flooring. Like I had to pay all these people back, and then I have a bunch of loans. I took out a line of credit. Like I was doing everything I could to survive, and these payments. I mean, I'm getting hit. And my payments per month are like $6,000. So like your money's getting sucked out fast. And so I had to borrow money from my dad. Like all of this is going on, and I'm like, I can't. Summertime Cleveland is the only nice time in the city, and I can't even enjoy it because like I'm stuck. I don't have the finances, and I felt like I couldn't even pursue any new ventures because it was occupying my mind, and I was scared. Fear is a major thing that holds us back, and I was just afraid. Like I was afraid of failing, and I couldn't get that past my mind, and I was feeling like a failure. Um, so once that finally paid off, beginning of August, and right now, like where are we at? August 12th. So it's like 10 days ago. Um, so the past 10 days, like I've been um, decompressing. I've been like trying to get my nervous system to relax. I've been working out more, trying to eat better, and just trying to just get back to normal, who I am. And now it's like, what's next as well? Because that was so 12-week plan, but it took half the year to get to this point. And so it's like now is what's next. And the big thing is like how to monetize myself online. I mean, I have my rental properties. I have one more to fix up and get cash flowing, one more unit. That's gonna be a good sized project. Moving walls and getting that stuff going. But yeah, it's like that's the that's that next step. Like I'm happy to have this rental income, but what I've learned over the past 5 years of um, doing this exclusively, is if you're trying to live off of rental income, passive income, and you don't have good active income, like it's going to be a challenge because rental properties take money. Like I got a house actually behind me. Um, and that lady was like, "Hey, the roof is starting to leak." I was like, "All right." Like it's another. I mean, it's a little house, so another 2 or 3 grand, like to get that roof together. I mean, I can patch it and kick it down, kick the can down the road, or I can just fix it. So I mean, that's why I need to just get it fixed, so I don't have to worry about that for another 10 or 15 years. Um, so yeah, so that's but that's where I'm at. It's really like pursuing this dream and creating online income, which is, that's what brings me here to YouTube. And I'm at 27 minutes talking, which is not something I thought was gonna be much harder at the beginning of this video. And it's gonna be interesting to see um, what I talk about and how I do this daily. I have a lot of interests. I have a lot of things that I think are cool. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting journey. I hope that you hit subscribe, follow along, drop a comment, what you think, how can I improve, how's the audio. Like picked up this mic, and my brother got me the DJI Mic Mini 2 that from China, since you can't get them in the U.S. So he was just there, so I'm waiting to get that in the mail. But yeah, just drop the comment, hit a follow, and let me know, like, is there something, I have a background, I understand some fitness, understand real estate, entrepreneurship. I'm really learning some AI. I'm very curious on how to make money with AI as well. So if there's anything that you are curious about, maybe we can explore together. And if you have a channel that that you share your curiosities, like drop it below, and I can check it out, and the people who are watching this video, they can check it out as well. And yeah, like this is yeah, we're at 29 minutes. This is not has not been that bad. So the fact that this hasn't been that bad means you should probably try it as well. You should get yourself out there. You should start to yap. You should let your ideas flow and use it. Well, I was thinking before I started this, it's like this could be like your personal podcast, and you can talk about the topics that are interesting to you. And because I mean, I've watched a lot of people who are just on here talking about their ideas and their beliefs at kind of in a monologue solo podcast format. So like this is something you could do as well. If you can have a conversation with a friend, You can call somebody up on the phone. Maybe you can record. Maybe you can record that. That was my timer. I hit it half an hour. But yeah, maybe you can record a conversation. That's something I'd like to do as well, because I think it's interesting. Because I feel like I'm better at explaining things when somebody is asking questions. So, but yeah, thank you for watching. And if you watched this far, like, let me know. Like oh, that'd be amazing. I'm, I believe that nobody will, but like it'll be really cool if somebody's like, I watched, and you put a star emoji in the comments if you watched this far. But yeah, like, right, until next time, I guess until tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be talking with you. Pursue your dreams, pursue your passions. Now is the time. Go make it happen.